Well, lots of singing and dancing. Must be the Tony Awards, right? Well, there was a heartfelt performance, a special performance, plus a couple of F-bombs, you know, just to mix it up a bit. Alicia Lavenger joining us now with some of the most talked about moments from last night's show. Good morning.
The thing is, Ron, you don't really hear about the Tony Awards making that much of a splash, but they certainly did last night, and that is thanks in large part to this man right here, Robert De Niro. Take a listen to what he had to say. Now, you want to know why you don't really hear much of anything before the applause? Well, that's because Robert De Niro was cursing out President Donald Trump. And it seemed to go over pretty well with the audience. There were a few gasps, but some people were clearly cheering. They eventually get up and stand on their feet. And here's what Robert De Niro actually said behind that silence, that censor. He says, "I'm just going to say one thing. F Trump. It's no longer down with Trump, it's F Trump." And then he proceeds to pump both of his fists in the air. On a much more positive note, there was a surprise performance from the students who survived the shooting in Parkland, Florida. The department gave a really touching performance here. Take a listen to some of what they had to sing.
600 minutes, how do you measure a year?
So you may recognize this one. This is a classic song from Rent. This is the drama department from Marjorie Stoneman Douglas, and they received a standing ovation after they performed Seasons of Love from Rent. And if you take a look at some of the audience reaction, the people there are really touched. They're sort of holding their chests. Their faces are just, they're in awe watching, and especially after that soloist there, she sings a high note that really sort of resonated with people. The thing is, though, going back to Robert De Niro, he was introducing Bruce Springsteen for another touching, sweet, tender moment, but he was totally unprompted, just went out there and started dropping F-bombs seemingly out of nowhere. It was interesting.
Clearly he hadn't run any of this past the Garland ISD.
Oh no, I don't think that would have been approved at all.
Here's the thing, we always talk about these award ceremony having these political undertones.
They do get pretty politicized.
This was so not an undertone. It was just like
it was out there.
This is where it makes you wonder.
In your face.
Yeah.
You hear passive aggressive? That was aggressive.
Yes.
And I will say, I mean, not that he did it for this purpose, but it's not often we're talking this much about the Tony Awards.
That is true.
No, they're usually very popular.
Academy Awards or Grammys, not so much the Tonys, but everyone's talking this morning about it.
Yeah, and for that drama department, in the wake of such tragedy, to be able to come together as they did, so galvanized, I think was incredibly
Special
touching
for a lot of people.
All right, let's get over to Greg now for a look at this forecast. We're just starting out at 80, and it's just a start.
Yeah, trying to